You are watching Dreamers Link. Stay tuned with Comrade Stephen Echa, the President, Ambassador for Peace and Enlightenment, on the topic is Nigerian independence a blessing or a curse? Sit and watch as our comrades, the human rights activists, explain more on Nigerian independence. Remember, Nigerian independence is a blessing or a curse. Drop your comment section in the comment box.
On the same vein, I would like to call on Comrade Ambassador Echa, the President Ambassador for Peace and Enlightenment Foundation. Whoa. In the same line, I will call on my Oga, Comrade Olusegun Adeko. Comrade Ambassador Ajimotoke Bankole, Peace Activist, Center for Economic and Human Rights Advancement. Here I have some other leaders here. The person of Comrade Lucky, Eyi he's on his way, and we also have our amiable Comrade Adeni Alimi Adams. He's also on his way. So, without wasting much of our time, I would like for us to move on with the program. As they come in, we would like to give them notification. So I would like to tell everybody 4 years birthday of Nigeria. Let's recite the former second stanza of national anthem before the count of 3. 1.
By power conferred on the two of our powerful organizations named Ambassadors for Peace and Enlightenment Foundation, AMPEF, ably represented by its great leader here, Comrade Prince Savior Ishe. The why we are here is one of our great NGO in the human rights struggle, and the name is Know Your Rights for Justice, ably represented by the founder and the assistant. I am doing that because our vibrant MC said I should tell us why we are here. The topic couched out by these two great organizations for us to be here today, that is the independence, a blessing or a curse. Do you hear me very well? Yes. Is Nigeria independence a blessing or a curse, or the negative, the positive or the negative? But in Nigeria, what is our situation? The situation is the speech we do here, 3 pages, but I mean, be able to elaborate further on certain issues here, because if I want to write everything, we will be having an encyclopedia or compendium that will be so voluminous and time wasting for all of us, because we are all so busy. But I make sure I summarize it, organized by 2 of our great organizations, Ambassadors for Peace and Enlightenment Foundation, AMPEF, and Know Your Rights for Justice, No Rights, held to mark the 64th Nigeria's independence day, which I call Nigeria's Flag Independence Day. Flag is the Independence Day. You will see the elaboration in the course of my speech. In my own characteristic trend of activism, may I see
Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. We shall always fight for our rights. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. We shall always fight for our rights.
great Nigerian people.
Great.
I don't write it. If they believe in writing distinguished syllables, they will write it here. But today, I am good day to comrades, participants, our great media practitioners, ladies and gentlemen here present for this very, very important occasion, more important than whatever rubbish we are doing over there in Abuja. In a later mood, may I say that I was only notified within a very short time, 4 days ago, Kuti, Pa Anthony Nahoro, and countless number of others that suffer for this country to be better. But in one form or the other, they left this world before anybody. May their soul, peaceful soul, because today we are in the office, in the chamber, in the territory of ambassador for peace. May their gentle, peaceful soul keep on tormenting those who are robbing Nigeria, east, west, north, and south in Nigeria. They are called themselves leaders for their rulers. May their soul keep on tormenting them until when we have better and peaceful governance in this country that will be useful to all of us. Amen. Let's see that. Thank you so much. Say hallelujah. Who will publicly surprise or embarrass my humble self anywhere we meet by openly saying that he was my mentee and I am his organ mentor or leader that taught him and some other comrades to greet me, and I will also be very happy. And God bless you forever because you recognize somebody you felt should be recognized, even though it's not a rich billionaire. And that is part of what wrecked this nation. You are an apprentice. You learn how to make block industry in the compound of our great comrade, Prince Xavier Ishe. But later you'll be looking down at that person. Are you not cursing yourself? Not cursing yourself. Because he gave you something that is very meaningful to your life. And that is how life is supposed to be, so that you also prosper. And everybody will prosper. May God prosper all of us. Amen. For that your surprising encomiums, comrade Olusegun Adeeko, crowned with your bold courage in our field of large, broad task. In view of the fact that the theme or topic entails Nigeria's very long, hectic history, which was and it still is full of bickerings and gambling permutations among those I call misruling elites inside and outside the federal, states, and local government of Nigeria. Why do I say that? Because by the time I start speaking, because he's a Yoruba man, you come and defend his Yoruba brother who is president of Nigeria. I don't believe in that, because I was not trained like that. The fact that you are my Yoruba or you are my Igbo or my Hausa, you have the same tribe or the same religion. No! Have you done what brought us together? If you haven't done that, we face you. We will face you. We fight you. Legitimately and legally, in accordance with the rules of law and constitutionality of this country. So, it is not only at federal level that we have the charlatans, the misrulers. We have them at various states of the federation, and we have them at our local governments. Because if government have been truly brought to our locality, the way we have millions upon millions of Nigerians truly to Lagos, whereas the same person inherited hectares of land in his village, but because of the governor seated there, or or the local government chairman have scandalized and scammed the money and resources or waste our precious time here in overloading ourselves with old-time long history of the hectic Nigerian situation most of us are already aware of. I will prefer to restrict my focus to the vital issues as segmented under the following issues derivable from our topic of today. Is Nigeria truly independent? Is Nigeria truly independent? I say a capital no. Nigeria is not truly independent. 64 years old, still crawling like a baby. Nigeria is not truly independent. Why do I say so? Because the Britain that colonized our various nationalities, when I say various nationalities, we have Igbo nationality, we have Hausa nationality, we have Fulani nationality, we have Yoruba nationality, we have Ogun, we have Ibibio, we have many, in fact, close to 350 ethnic nationalities in this country that have been existing. This so-called Niger area, they are the ones that named Nigeria because to them, when they came, Niger is the name of their own company from Britain. They see they are coming to this place as an investment, as a business venture, not to come and give you good governance that can change your situation. The name of the company, a private company owned by many of them in governance of Britain, was called Royal Niger Company. Royal Niger Company. And when they that under the ground of my brother house here, Comrade Savior is here. If you still dig down, if you start digging down this floor, you will see some minerals. Am I talking like that? Is the blessing of God. Can such a country still continue to suffer? Is that not a cause? Is that not a blessing? Self-inflicted cause. So get the history right. That's why I don't put all the details of the history because it will bore us and we'll be having like 30 pages. No. Royal Niger Company, British-owned private company, came to Nigeria like a contract given to you. Go and scavenge. We have seen that these people in their locality, by then there was no name Nigeria. What you have are Igbo nationality, Yoruba nationality, Hausa nationality, Fulani nationality, Ibibio, Mugijim, Bede, different tribes existing as a nation in their own rights. And according to researchers, they said we are like nothing less than 350 ethnic nationalities in this country. That was what Royal Niger meant as a private company. Like if we contract you also now to go to your village to go and do certain things, that was their message. Scavenge, because you see how God does things. The resources to manage the world, God buried them under the land of we the blacks. That was later, after much bickerings and some other things, they made sure they call Niger area. Niger area. It is Niger area that became to be shortened to Nigeria. That was 1914. Can somebody tell me how many years 1914 to date? That 110 years. The Britain that colonized our various nationalities and amalgamated them into what I call the Rainbow Union in 1914 from the British so-called Niger area, which they scoped into the present name Nigeria from Niger area as christened and imposed by the British imperialists. That is another alternative for colonialists, imperialists. That is, if I jump into your territory and I impose myself here, I'm either a colonialist or imperialist. That means Nigeria is 110 years ago. That's another lie they are telling us. Even in accordance with the British interpretation, they created what they call Nigeria 1914 by doing what? Amalgamating or merging what they call Northern Protectorate with the Southern Protectorate. That was what they merged together. to become Niger area 110 years ago since 1914, and not 64 years old. Are you getting it? It is not, Nigeria is not 65 years old, it is 110 years old. Why am I bringing this out? I want you to know that the country is not just 64 years ago being caused or being wrecked. The wrecking has been ongoing 110 over 110 years ago. And not 64 years old as acclaimed by Nigeria only have flag independence from the ceremonial replacement of British flag called Union Jack. The British flag is called Union Jack. For those of us who are sold as Comrade Prince Saviour Ishe, who is older than Nigeria, we know the color of the Union Jack. Some of us still get it. That was the name given to British flag. Even up till now, they call it Union Jack. So what we have only achieved is just flag independence from the ceremonial replacement of British flag called Union Jack on the 1st October 1960 in this Lagos. They did it in Lagos. In Tafawa Balewa Square. Just, you know the way they used to mount a flag up here, and then you lower it down with the British songs in the military. We are still singing it up till now. We have not created our own. They lowered the Union Jack and they replaced it with our own green, white, green fabric as Nigeria's flag 64 years ago. Next page. Funnily, since those many decades, over 6 decades, close going to 7 decades, over 64 years, many decades to date, our rulers who call themselves leaders, but I call them rulers. They are not my own leader. And I used to tell them, and I will justify I say that. And they will say, who's my leader? My leader is the great Chief Khalifa you do not allow to become president. My leader is the great Balarabe Musa of the North, you do not allow to become president. My leader is the great Aminu Kano, the madam of the head of Kalakawas. I did not allow to become president. So also in the East, great leaders, we do not allow. It's inflicted on ourselves because when you impose or you elect the so-called elect, which is select, evil leader, cursed leader, you are bound to see caused situation we have today, north, east, west, and everywhere in the country. So many decades today, over 64 years today, our rulers who call themselves leaders are still busy traveling, junketing in presidential jets around also in the east. Leaders, we do not allow. It's inflicted on ourselves because when you impose or you elect the so-called elect, which is select, evil leader, cursed leader, you are bound to see caused situation we have today, north, east, west, and everywhere in the country. So many decades today, over 64 years today, our rulers who call themselves leaders are still busy traveling, junketing in presidential jets around the world of the same Britain they said they got independent for 64 years ago. The same Britain that colonized us, scandalized our resources. Oh yes, we enjoy little things. That is just the calculation. We can enjoy more if we are serious in our country because we have the resources. We don't need to depend on anybody. They don't have our resources. Why are your leaders, president, governors, senators, and still junketing? Traveling junketing in presidential jets. And junketing around the world like beggars. With cards in hand, begging those who are supposed to come in to be begging you for our resources. With cards in hand, begging foreign colonizer or imperialists to come and solve our Nigeria's problem. Can that be possible? It's a lie. Our Nigerian problem, they self-created by themselves, the so-called rulers, president, governors, senators. The problem they caused by stealing, by robbery. And you are now going around the world. Is that independence? No. Independence means like your children. When your children you train, get to the level, if you want to be an artisan, you train him to a certain level, he has learned how to make block industry. He's on his own. He will leave your house here. He will leave the share house. I also start maybe from one room or whatever. That is independence. But that does not mean Ishe cannot still call out, he will not, maybe during Christmas, he will still come and gather here to celebrate by Ishe. Is that also? Yeah. That is independence at local level. Not still talking around the world. You say you are independent. What independence are you celebrating? It's just a flag. It's just the color of the flag that changes. But they still take on. We fill our Toyota Coaster for 35 naira. 35 naira. And when we drive from our creative university to Lagos, to Ibadan, to North, to East, we go through struggle against the military. We fought there. I don't know what's wrong with the youth of today. I don't know. Just because of only they had today that we don't have is this. But instead of them using it, it is the same rulers in government that manipulated their brain. You can make money through fraud, Yahoo Yahoo. And you can buy 20 million naira car. And that is why their senses cannot even come to the fact that we're supposed to stand down like Colossians. Yaya Bello, the EFCC is looking for him. But he's in the government house there, in lockdown. But because of the so-called immunity, many of us have been saying even this immunity should be removed. If you kill somebody as a governor, that's why you see them, they are ready to die to become governor. Because immunity for you for 8 years to commit any kind of fraud. Is there in the government, but they said the law says immunity, Mr. Governor still have immunity. And the criminal still have the temerity, the audacity, the boldness to walk into EFCC territory, headquarters, not branch, headquarters in Abuja there. And they left unarrested, and they have been telling us they want to arrest him. So who is fooling who? That is part of the course we are here discussing today, rather than being a blessing. So we the youth among us today, don't let them deceive you with the language youth. It's now the time. Are the youth not there stealing money together with them? Better a Jew whom we agitated last year to be removed as minister. Is he not a youth? Is he not a young woman? There are youths there. And for your information, these criminals also became leaders or rulers in various forms when they were younger ones. The greatest ones that are better leaders that perform well were in the ages of 27, Papa Enawolo of blessed memory, 27 years of age. He moved the motion for the independence Nigeria is celebrating today. And Papa was 27. That's why when Papa died in 2010, I was in his burial, whatever, in Venice. He moved motion to ensure Nigeria is liberated from enslavement, from British enslavement, for us to govern ourselves. At the age of 27. Papa was just like 30 something. Gowon, when he became head of state, was he up to 30 years? He was 29 years old. When he became head of state, and he was head of state for almost 10 years. In fact, it was Nigeria that do married for him. Many of them today, Buhari, Babangida, it was Nigeria money that they used to get married. Who are better? And that's why I wrote that article. When they were saying anybody that did not go out to vote last year will be sentenced to jail, then I wrote the article. I said, if you Nigerians don't know, the caption of the article is, it is my legitimate right to vote or be voted for, or not to vote at all. Not to vote at all, they were removing it, they never put it there. They say it's your right to vote. And it's also right to also be voted for to become governor. But it's also my right not to vote. And they said why? And I justified it. I said out of 18 candidates, you restricted and beclouded the brain of Nigerians to only 4. Who are those 4? Former looters of the resources entrusted under them. Atiku, former vice president. Tinubu, former governor that pocketed our own Lagos state for the past 25 years. For your information, we were the one that fought him on the street of Lagos for this Chicago certificate. Over 20 years, when all these Atiku and all them are hiding. Because we don't believe in because you are Muslim. When we discover he has scandal in his company, the environment face him. In fact, his first little bacteriology was damaged, destroyed in one of the high court when we were facing Tinubu there. When Tinubu, Chicago, we fought him. So what I'm driving out is we are in the house, in the property of our Igbo brother, I think Igbo. Madam Yoruba. That's what they don't want among ourselves. There is so much great, no dichotomy among these armed robbers. Last year when Buhari was bashing us, 2-3 years ago when he was hanging us with all sorts of expenses, he's not our own Igbo brother that was his governor central bank. Emefeli. Okay, when he touched all of us, such that Nigeria go and discuss issue, 30,000 naira. Where formerly I only needed 2,000 naira. So people started selling their cars because you supposed to survive the house. Is the brother that is doing that today, is he not my own brother Yoruba, Tinubu, my own Muslim? And his deputy, is he not the family of the Northerners? And the Igbos not there, the Yorubas not there, Hausa, Ibibio, various tribes. They don't believe in ethnicity, tribalism, or religion. In fact, to them, they do all religions. That is the best time to do their own. Don't say you are the Babalawo or the Juju or from that Nigeria is not yet a truly independent country. Next topic, because I have to rush our topic now. Has the independence been a blessing or a curse? That is now the main focus. In that you have to buy millions upon millions. We are last Volkswagen. The first car I bought in my life was 3,000 naira. Brand new Tiara. Nobody rides old rickety what is it called? Tokumbo cars. You buy a brand new one. But they record these lessons. At the stake of our blood, they still inflated that so-called democracy with the likes of former military of state 1976 to 79, the then retired General Olusegun Obasanjo becoming president for 8 years of wastage, 1999 to 2007, and later another former military of state 1983 to 1985, retired Major General Muhammadu Buhari also wasted another 8 years of our Nigerians' life as civilian president between 2015 to 2023 last year. Can you see that contradiction personified in them and making Nigeria to be a cult nation? Dangerously indeed, from both the two wings of the military classes of both military and civilian regimes in Nigeria. The bottom line of our experience with them have been their condemnable corruptions upon corruption, thereby manipulating what ought to be overall blessings into obvious causes upon causes. From you and I, the hardworking people, they have turned into monkeys the shop, baboons, monkeys the walk, baboons the shop. Finally, solutions to uplift Nigeria from a cult nation. From the foregoing analysis, our main basic solution now can never ever rest on relying on those revolutionary struggles that will transform the country and make governance very, very less expensive and even unattractive to the looters in and out of governance. We must urgently take this issue so serious, beyond being cajoled with ethnic sentiment, religious bigotry, or being deceived with token amount of money from their continued scamming of your blessed destiny, so that we have sustainably massive advancement of various nooks and crannies of Nigeria for the masses' huge overall benefits as against the few court rulers, selfish gains. Enough is enough of court rulers in our country blessed with abundant human and natural resources. Once again, solidarity forever. Aluta continua. Victoria Asaka. I am coming Dr. Afolabi Batimo, ex-senior pastor assistant to
all protocols observed. What he said is our guy. I want to say, and these few minutes I'm staying with you and listening to you, I'm really sure that you are our guy indeed. In fact, you are all our guy. So, I don't have much to say. You know, when you have been has to talk in the presence of your lecturer. They have to mind their language. Yes, Nigeria as a nation, independent, is a cause. You have told us, facts. I learned a lot earlier today. He said that Nigeria, we were not 64, but we are 110 years. Yes, at 110 years, we cannot boast 24 power supply. As we were here now, I'm running diesel from my office there, and I consume diesel of 30,000 every day as I speak. A country like Ghana, this our neighboring countries, that Nigeria supplying them lights are having 24 power supply. Nigeria claims to be a giant of Africa. Nigeria has been classified as one of the highest unemployment in the whole world. As a giant of Africa, as we've been told, we also have the highest number of children that drop out from school, highest. The same thing on unemployment. Nigeria as independence, we are not independent. We are still taking order from IMF, World Bank. So we are not independent. They dictate to us what to do. They will tell us, devalue your naira. We devalue. Tell us, in fact, they are the one that even cause all this subsidy. They are the one that even encouraging us not to build our own refinery because they have interest. And you say that we're not independent. It's so unfortunate that at this our age, in fact, Nigeria as medically we have entered menopause. Nigeria is menopause. Yes. We cannot produce at our age. A woman of this age cannot produce anything. No matter how you try, even if you like, let him marry 10 husbands at a time, they can't be pregnant without enter menopause. So who can save us from this problem? When our elections are being determined by our foreign ally, they select who will be there. So we are just wasting our time. Say we are doing an election. Look at what happened, as you said, look at what happened in Edo. There is, you see, if any prophet will tell you that APC will win an Edo election, that prophet is a lie. But in Nigeria, that's anything. The Nigeria have become, the more you look, the less you see. In this present situation, you say that, okay, our electoral reform is not working. Ordinarily, as is being happening in other countries, where a sitting, where a political party, a leading political party lose the election, it can happen in Nigeria. It's only happened during Jonathan because the foreign airline had interest. They're threatening him. Because they have arranged, see, now we are going to see, except God intervene, with this local government autonomy, the election, they will rig it in fact, Turubu, if nothing is done in earnest, the election nobody can beat him. Because local government doesn't have power. Where are they counting the election? If I thought they count it. Look at what happened in Edo. Where the voters' card were abandoned and bought. Before any election, both the federal and the local government and states, we have peace accords by being organized by the former head of state, Abubakar Reverend Bishop Kuka. They signed peace accord. Is there any peace in the election that we have ever had? So why are they sending to those things? During the election, they will bring foreign observers. It's waste of time because they will observe and know that this thing is wrong. What will happen after that? Do you know how many millions that those people are collecting? So election in Nigeria as independence is a fraud. Under this administration, under this government, Nigeria has become a mockery. In a situation where we say we are fighting corruption, during time of Buhari, when he entered, in fact, I myself, I was very small when Buhari became head of state. They flogged me. That flog, I will never forget that flog at Mushi. Because I wanted to cross. There's a flyover. Guy catch me and they flogged me. That kind of flog that he went my body two times. I will never forget it. And we assume that he's coming to change this situation. The second time. Everybody was he entered everybody, even at airport, they were very but under his nose, snakes swallow billions. Under the man that want to fight corruption, monkey came and swallowed more than what snakes swallow because it's bigger than the snake. Have you already had where candidates are paying cash? You don't pay cash, it's through transfer. So how did that money, millions, is being kept in a particular place that make money? Did the money enter the bank? No. It was, they say it is office. And somebody is still going free. Under the same administration that are saying that they are fighting for corruption, somebody claimed and came and deceived the whole nation and brought a Ethiopian airline and rebranded it and call it Nigerian Air. And up to today, it's still going free. In a country where we are fighting corruption, last administration, they were blaming PDP. When Jonathan was president, a bag of rice, before he left, a bag of rice was about 7,000 or thereabout. And when he entered, within 6 months, and I have a professor, I said, Buhari have not shown any seriousness to lead. It is here. Because I will analyze what he have been doing within that 6 months. He said that he want to bring the people that will work with him. And who did he bring? He brought Fajola and made him a minister of power. Power, works and houses. Which he never knew anything about. See, we have so many things that we have problems. The truth of the matter is, Nigeria as a nation is a cursed nation. We have cursed. The early we realize and start, asking God for forgiveness. Because with what is happening, in the Holy Book is there that if a man is under a curse, you will be in the midst of water, but you will be thirsty. We are only talking of oil, petrol. Don't have many uncountable mineral resources Nigeria have. Nigeria is not independent, and we were told in a particular place in the north, where foreigners are coming to mine our gold, they will bring aircraft that we carry the gold and fly from there. We only talking of petrol. God so much bless this country where everybody is just behaving like donkey. In a country where the president Tinubu is telling Nigerians that things are hard, that we should hold on. And he went and bought new aircraft and still bought another vehicle that cost millions of naira. And everybody keeps silent. And everybody keeps silent. Should I ask a question? Is there something wrong with us as a nation? In a country where everybody is silent, the people, the human rights people, look at Kemo, who is a product of Ghani. Look at Adam Otumole, who fights for the masses. But because they enter, that's why I said, and quote me, if you give me that seat, president or whatever, free of charge, I will never go there. I would rather be at the fence, watching them and attack them. A few days ago, the deputy governor of Ebonyi State, the wife, came out in the public with dressed gorgeously and they came around with one of the red car cheap with security, DSS and whatever. I was giving 1,000 naira to people to about, and even if I count, they're not even up to 20, 1,000 naira. And people are collecting. I will not blame them. Some people are committing suicide even as you speak. Some people are selling their children in order to eat. How do we find ourselves in this type of condition? Before I round up, is Nigeria independent? As our independent, is this a blessing or a curse? To me, I know where in Ahoro, Awolowo, Azikiwe, and so many others which I cannot mention, where they are now in the grave, I know they will cry. They will shed tears, but this is not what they fought for. This is not independence. My Oga define independence. I served my Oga, my master, for 8 years and 6 months. He settled me and leave me. I know to go and face myself. And today, by God's grace, I've also trained other people too, and they have their own freedom. Alright? If you go to church for a wedding, after the wedding, the pastor will say, before the wedding, pastor, who is giving this woman to this man? He will not take the hand over, and I say, bye-bye, that is independence. Alright? Two of you live together, handle your matter, don't allow an external person to come in. That is independence. But in Nigeria here, see, I was saying, see our president flying up and down. Even the Senate president, even when this administration ended, I said it, I have the videos, I can send it to you. I said when Tinubu bring Akpabio as his choice for the Senate president, and I said that something is wrong. This is our looters. People that have their names are in the wanted list of EFCC. Akpabio have been invited countless times, and his legal team were telling us that he traveled. He coming back, he now become the Senate president. And he make a statement when the proposal of getting an aircraft for Tinubu. That was when the vice president of one particular country has a crash. He said that the life of the president is more precious even than our life. That aircraft, and that aircraft was even bought without the approval of the Senate. Wasn't it? So Nigeria can be classified as an animal kingdom, where anything can happen. Where somebody will wake up in the morning and went to the toilet and stay there, and one thing coming out was the head. Okay. Now they don't bring it out that before a child will enter school must be so years. Is that the problem we have? Can that solve our problem? In Enugu State now and Imo State, the governors have put a law that if you are using generator, you'll be paying levy. If you are using generator, you pay levy, I think 8,000 per month. If you are using a solar, you pay levy. Why? It is irresponsibility of the government to provide electricity. And I will buy generator. I will still go and buy fuel. This exorbitant fuel, I will buy fuel. In fact, 25-liter jerrycan, I do fill it for me to fill that jerrycan. I will now use to power my gen, which yes, I'm a business, and the government will now come and charge me too for using it. It is madness. It is madness, and nobody will talk. Most times we have, there's we have a voice of the voiceless media here. most times we go out to talk or to get response from Nigerians, they will tell you that yeah, I don't want to talk, or I don't want to appear on television, and you're dying. So we that's even talking. I mean, people would have this year you're talking, I say, come. For you to be, say, a human rights person, it is a calling. If you are not called, you cannot do it. I have been bribed by Bank of Industry, but by His grace, I'm also the national president of Migrant Entrepreneurs of Nigeria. I've been bribed by Bank of Industry for 4.2 million. I refuse the money till today. I've led a one-man protest at the same local stadium. I've led a protest from National Stadium to Jibo Under Bridge. I've led a protest from Ikeke Under Bridge to Governor's Office. It is imbued. Alright? It is imbued. When Lagos State closed Mushi Market, that was early this year. Not early this year? Yes. They closed the market. Huh? They call other human rights groups to come. They refuse to come because most of them are dining with the government. We went there with my group. We went there with our media team. We went there and did a protest. And that very day I told the governor, I said, today you must open this market. But they are told the market people that they are going to close the market for 1 month and they will pay 4 million. We did a protest and I told government that very day that they must open that market. That if they don't open it, the next day they should expect the main protest. Because at that point some women were coming outside to protest, but we have to put them inside because whatever that happened that day is on my head. We have to use brain. Some of my media, yes, some of my media team are here. They can testify. My people are here. So we were able to manage the situation, and that very day, around after 7, the PRO of Loma, the woman, sent message to me. They opened that market that very day. That is it there. Okay, see the picture there. It was the next day we went to the market and they carried us up. And with that, we did that without human rights. They will tell you the market where we use 500,000, but we do not collect even pure water. But we have done the work that God sent to us. So I want to challenge so many of us here that this work, some people they will see me on the road, they will see me with uniform. I want to belong to women as I come. If you are hungry and you are not eating for 4 days, and you came home and your wife or your sister prepare your best meal, and somebody knock on the door and say, please, I have not eaten today, can you give your food? If you can't give your food, you cannot do this work. Thank you and God bless you.
I was surprised to meet you for several years. I was a product of Chief Daniel Florida. So, and I was in the struggle. So, in fact, he made me to read journalism because I was ordinary businessman. I saw you, the thing. Thinking that yes, you went back, Felix, all those things. When Kayama, all of them are this event is strategic. Why is so strategic? So the topic is Nigeria independence a blessing or a curse? What I want to add there, I want to ask you, comrade, this issue of don't you think every society, because I don't think we will have the kind of leaders we are having. So my first question is that do you believe that what is happening, every society deserves their leader, and what is happening is the cause of the people because we refuse to do something. That is why we find ourselves in this problem. Then the second question is that when will this lamentation end? You know, we have been lamenting in human rights sector. I think I've been when we calculate the years now, it has been over 20 something or 30 years. When will it end? When will this lamentation end? Because every year, when it comes to October 1st again, we will still repeat this thing. When will you end? Let me just drop this question. When are we going to sensitize and mobilize our people to do the nation? Thank you so much.
So I have a question to you, Afolabi
and enlightenment. We are here enlightenment, doing enlightenment. My brother, journalist, said, he said, to be a coward is a calling. Because a cow, you groom your son or daughter. Many parents today are being cowed by their own children they groom. Because they themselves are not themselves from all being issues, not because of money. We have many parents in those days that they are wretched. Our own parents, they are poor. But when they stand fair. They said no to rubbish. And they will ask you questions about how you bought this phone. Where do you get it? Just a Bible. Where do you get it? But today people are not asking questions. But I will summarize answering your question by just the struggle we have been in it for 40 years. You understand? And quite some of us here have been in it for decades. And we have been enlightened. If to say we damn the constituent when we want to go for bribe, we will have also been rich. But like he said, God can never be said long ago. They have been calling him a lot to become this, to become that in government. And the only election he contested in 2000, you can see in my profile here. He met with me his executive secretary in 2003. Nigerians frustrated him from becoming, and I've said in my speech, because Nigerians themselves want to engage in the suffering they are finding themselves. And now, our mobilization and enlightenment have been so easy, unlike before, where we move from market to market, home to home. Some people will ridicule you. Some people will ask you, don't you have job? They don't know, and they are so empty. They don't know. I told them, do you know that human rights is a job? Do you know the meaning of the job you are doing? Do you know many people do not know the meaning why they are doing a work? We are operating a blocking industry here because you want to solve a problem. Is it not so? Thank God it's located. Some people don't know. Good visibility will tell you don't locate your block industry in the city of Kenya. Go and locate it in a new development area. Because you want to solve problem of getting blocks easily. And you also want to solve your own problem of making income and employing people. Every job is to solve a problem. And number one job that solve problem, that fight problem, is human rights activists. Genuine ones, not the 419. You have many 419. Like you have in all sectors. If a pastor, imam can even become 419 in the name of God. So when others, you see others who are also 419, you see one platform or the other, don't be carried away. So far you stand on it. He said he can never be even made president or governor if he's free. Ghana used to say, they call him to become the minister because he said no. And we are enjoying today. Today, mobilization is just simple. We don't need to be going from market. We told them many years ago that the time will come when the people will be the one that will fight for their rights. And number one mobilizer have started occurring. Number one mobilizer towards the peaceful revolutionary action that will consume all these charlatans has started. And what is the mobilizer? Hunger. Because before, I am not concerned, I'm not an activist. You are not concerned, I'm not an activist. Sometimes it surprises me. Somebody who do not want to hear activism, even lawyers, were being slapped in police station. Many of them who are not human rights, and who is standing their ground, we fight for them. You will be surprised that then you call yourself a lawyer. You don't learn from Garibaldi, the greatest lawyer that used the instrument of activism to tackle and solve any issue of law. You don't know. So the job has been easy. The job of mobilizing has been so easy. You have BA to hold it, SA to SA, PA to PA, secretary to SA in 1999. My senior journalist friend knows. He knows where they supply them fuel, even before you buy fuel. Governors fuel, their own center is there. They get fuel before you that are going to buy. Free of charge. They don't buy fuel. All the electricity. You now buy your own generator. You receive and then look governor. Side. We are not docile. We have been enlightening people, and even our sitting down here, it's not because we want to share money. That's why I said I prefer sitting with those of us here than sitting with those of them useless people in Latu Rock or in the land house in the outside here. So the mobilization. So for those who are now saying, okay, the last protest, people are still in detention, it's part of the sacrifice. Many of us sacrifice it. You understand? For you to make a better nation. And I keep on telling pastor and imam, they don't want to, they will always fear my own enlightenment. I will say, you said it in the Bible or Quran, not to protest. Where is it written? Some of them will go and concoct something and not written, or even that is written. Then you follow the Holy Jesus Christ. You follow the Holy Prophet Muhammad. You follow him. Do you know who he is? How he says a prophet. I will tell them. Number one activist in the world is Jesus Christ. Number one activist in the world is Prophet Muhammad. For what? They stood the ground against the evils of their time. It is not the number of time we spend in the church or months that matter. In fact, those in government want us to even be sleeping for them in the church and not praying for them. You understand? Because they want to cajole you with that spirituality, what you cannot see. Whereas what you can see, they will divert you from it. That is the money they are stealing. You can see the money is being hidden in their own pocket at our own expense. So mobilization is going on already. The second question of Mrs. Peace is that are both leaders and followers are not guilty? Yes, we are all guilty. Number one, guilty people are the followers, the people. I am not among them because I have never joined them. He is not among them. He is not among them. That's why we are here. If we sit with them today, they will give us nothing. No. We also package money at home and good. I have never been part of them. But some people, we just like he said, the wife of the governor, we always say, sharing 1,000 and like 20 euros. How much is that? You understand? Sharing and they but truly, some people needed that money. That is part of their game. It's an imperialist game where they will steal the resources that belong to all of us. You understand? And later be giving you peanuts. It is part of their game. Until when we said, even as hungry as you are, at the point, because we always condemn collecting that money, at the point when we see that yes, that is their game, they've really improvised people, give poverty-stricken situation, so that you come and beg from them. The same way Oyibo people, our colonial master, have improvised their senses there, so that they will run to them for help, and they will still use them against us. You understand? So based on that, when you know that these people are your property, and the people themselves say no, even we collect that 1,000, but yet you are going to find them when it's time to find them. Legitimate fight. You see us carrying guns when we are protesting. It is there that we are carrying guns. Because they are not secure. They don't run a secure environment. Like Comrade Shegun said in our constitution, he said the summary of the job of any government is to provide welfare and security. We have security, we don't have. But they make sure they run themselves with security that's supposed to belong to all of us. Is that government? So our people are number one guilty people because people are so timid. The last part of the explanation of this piece is that the last election war is our Lagos state. Igbo versus Yoruba. How many years Igbo and Yoruba will stay in Lagos? Majority of development, like I said earlier, from Egbeda, Ikotun down to here, majority of those who develop the area are the Igbos. Do anybody ask questions? But they created that within themselves, you understand, the Igbos and Yorubas, who are politicians. I don't call them politicians, politicians. Our own governor, when they saw that they are going to use, I don't know this country, and I thank God, I'm one of those who always campaign. I don't mind whether you are my Yoruba. The two Yoruba that have become president in this country, we majority of Yoruba do not vote for them. Take note. You know it. Obasanjo did not win our election before becoming president in 1999. Go and check it. Google it. He lost even in his own ward. He lost even his own police unit at Owu in Abeokuta there, opposite Tauro Grammar School. He lost the local government. He lost the state. Our own Tinubu also last year lost election here in the Lagos state that have been in his pocket for 25 years. We Yoruba do not vote for them. But suddenly, they know that election, if not because the election of presidency and governor was separated, Sanwo-Olu will has also lost. If the election was held on the same day, Tinubu lost. You understand? In Lagos state, as he has pocketed, he has never lost election in Lagos before. It was not only done by Igbo, it was not done only by Yoruba, it was done by a combination of Yoruba, Igbo, and Hausa, what have you. But immediately they introduced tribalism. both from our own Yoruba people and Igbo. They introduced tribalism. That was when we started hearing, you want to capture, you want to do this, you want to do that. Our own Yoruba also gallivanting around. I said, those who have been there have played the governing Yoruba very well. Even our governors, Uneboyi in Abia and all whatever, have they been performing their states? If they have been performing the state, they have traveled to all the states of this federation. The sources of resources are based in those places. I know of many of my Igbo friends whose hectares of land they have many of our Yoruba who can never even stay there again. They are there, Numaya State, Numaya. Go to Lagos Street. Some of them are watching. We know. One of them have been head of state before. He scandalized this country. We know. So he cannot be president again. And also, he was not even in the core of the struggle. For the June 12th and all, he did not even want Abiola to be there. How come? But suddenly, when Ojus Okalu started distributing money, in Umuahia, Aba, Uzuakon, even down to the hometown of Baba, the man that died, Afubiri the hometown of Michael Opara. Was there? I sent him and this I said, "Oh, Yoruba, I thought I joined this our man, later he regretted. They fought themselves today, they are no more friends. He exposed, he said he spent over 500 million to campaign to ensure that Obasanjo became president in the East. Because of fraud, our people in the East collected money. Suddenly, we Yoruba our campaign, do you know we had to run away from that place? Because they were targeting us, don't let those someone Yoruba to be near. They asked me to come and collect money. I said no, that is the exchange of money, which is also going on here and also in different parts of the country. But how come? Why can't you collect the money and still work against them? I said no. But today, you scandalize all the good things in the world, you scandalize them. Election is good, but today election has no meaning again. That is it. The other question of my brother journalist who have been banned for like 10 years. So I'm a madman. Until when the Nigerian people, northeast, west, and so on, discover that those who have been beating you. Thank you so much.
So on this note, I'd like to call on the national president of our party for peace and enlightenment. So please give the rightful name to the topic.
Please, so if you are not a journalist, speak your mind.
Our great leader. Today being the first day of October 2024. So when you say an armed robber, if you're an armed robber, you say armed robber, you don't say
Sorry,
so if they're coming, you say a comment, not to enrich ourselves, but to fight for the less voiceless people. We established it about 5 years ago, duly registered, and we have our patrons. One of our matron is Dr.
yes.
the wife of Charlie Boy. Our patrons are Adebanjo. Yeah, he's one of our patrons. So fortunately, the late Ghani's son, Mohammed, of the memory, and few other ones we can't mention because of time. So it is to us, we don't just make somebody our patron because we want money from that person. We give our patron to people that meditate it. So on behalf of all ASUs and members of Akosofi's nationwide, we want to honor you with this our patronship.
Greatest Bobo.
Bobo.
Greatest Baba.
Baba.
Greatest of brother.
Great Nigerian people.
Great.
Articulate Nigerian people.
Great.
I am humbled because this is totally unexpected and it shows the genuineness, the spirit, like I said earlier in my speech, among two of our major non-governmental organizations, Ambassador for Peace, and the Enlightenment Foundation, and also Know Your Right for Justice. I know it is a sinister move between you, the two great leaders, and our great members of this organization, to surprise me as a surprise partner. We know if it is money you want to make, and today, in view of your struggle, if you want to put on this, to me, is a glamorous element, on the neck of our governor, Sanwo-Olu, the entire place will be loaded with a lot of funny set of people, and they will be rolling dollars and naira the way you want it. Because of what you want to buy and sell your conscience. So because you have your conscience, I've been hearing your name long ago, but I thought the name you were using before was citizen for something or so, before the transformation to Ambassador for Peace. But I know my great comrade Adeko tried a lot, and I really appreciate the commitment of all of us here. And I can see that to be an ambassador of peace, we must be peaceful. And all our years, I've never even hold gun in my life. All our struggle have always been peaceful struggle. And you know they fear peaceful struggle. They are holding guns. But when you say, Mr. Governor, what you are doing is wrong, they will tremor you. How do they roll out cancer?
I see that give me that, these people that when I see them, give me morale. I came to your when you get them Ladipo. There was a time I came there, invited me there, and what I saw there was very encouraging. When so people I don't have friends, I don't have friends. Before I will make it my friend, I will look my very well, and the timing. On this note, we want to encourage ourselves. You are a leader indeed. You have fought so many battles, which I have known, and I follow you to so many places in zone 2, and so many things you have done. So at this point, we have to encourage you. The last time you came, it was in my day. Yeah. You never tell him. It was surprise my day. It was a surprise. So that's how we have to encourage ourselves, because we have to motivate ourselves. Right? On this note, we want to, on behalf of the members
let's see your eyes, please.
on behalf of the principals Ambassador for Peace and all members nationwide, I want to say congratulations for being our patron of Ambassador for Peace. Congratulations, sir. Wow.
Where is your muffler?
Wow. This is a surprise.
This one can go viral.
Stay for that voice of the voice.
Nigeria is in bondage.
For that voice. It's an exemplification of Nigerian situation where people are held in bondage. They are maltreating them with misgovernance, with bad situation, with hunger, with starvation, with insecurity, and yet they don't want them to talk. That is the essence of this picture in Nigeria flag of one of our great leaders. That is the president and founder of Ambassador for Peace and Enlightenment Foundation. To all Nigerians all over the world, this is the situation we are facing in Nigeria today. Our rulers are not concerned about themselves. We all have sort of let's take a beat. Forever, solidarity is forever. We shall always
Isoleto. In Africa. In Africa. Isoleto.
This implies that Nigeria today marks 64 years of Nigerian independence. My picture post here show that Nigeria is still under bondage. A country that takes instruction from the Western world. A country that cannot dictate on their own. A country that International Monetary Fund tell them what to do about their currency. A country that has numerous mineral resources, but only depend on one, while the Western are the one that is taking the other ones. A country that cannot be able to do election successfully. A country that depends solely on the Western world. We are not independent. Nigeria is on coma. Nigeria have entered menopause. Medically, we are in menopause. You cannot produce. We depend everything on importation. That is what my puts up.
What are you telling Nigeria?
At this point of independence, we are not celebrating anything. A country where the number of children that drop out of school were almost the highest in the whole world. A country where unemployment is on high increase. A country where the leaders are eating fat, while the poor are getting poor every day. A country where people are committing suicide on almost every day. A country where minimum wage is 70,000. Even up to today, some governors cannot be able to pay. Nigeria is bleeding. Let this message go to the president, President Tinubu, that Nigerians are crying. I'm representing millions of Nigeria all over the world to send this message that things are not going well.
There's a saying that said youth are the leaders of tomorrow. What is your take on that?
The youth are not the leader of tomorrow in Nigeria. The youth have been translated. And let me tell you, the youths are learning very fast from these corrupt leaders. What is happening in the NANS election? Other election of Nigerian students, you see them carrying guns. It's election. There's no election. It's unfortunate. Let this message go to all our leaders. God will hold them responsible for the atrocities they are committing in this nation. It's time for them to repent because they will not leave this earth forever. It's better they should retrace their mistake and start asking God for forgiveness. Because there's life after death. Many of them doesn't know that the air they are breathing today is given them to them by the Almighty, who can take it any time they like. Imagine the deputy governor wife of Ebonyi State giving 1,000 naira to people with his security officers carrying car that's worth billions of naira. And when there's no office as the deputy governor's office, as the wife of governor's office, even wife of the president's office, there's no office like that. We are really suffering.
In one word, can you describe your regalia? What are you trying to represent when you...
I'm representing that Nigeria is still under bondage. We're not independent yet.
Thank you.